Hi, welcome to Ames Responds to COVID-19, a question and answer program where Ames area organizations respond to your COVID-19 questions. I'm Susan Guiasa, Public Relations Officer with the City of Ames. Today, my guests are Rich Higgins, Ames Fire Chief and COVID Coordinator for the City of Ames, and Steve Sullivan, who is the Director of Community Relations and Marketing with Mary Greeley Medical Center. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us, Susan.
We're going to start with Rich with our first question. I understand that firefighters have already started to receive the COVID-19 vaccination. Can you explain a little bit about that process?
You bet. It's been an exciting and crazy last couple of weeks trying to get everything organized and make our plan happen. So we got a call a few weeks ago from Les White, the Story County Public Health Director, letting us know that they were ready to go, and was confirming, working with her to find out when our personnel would be able to get vaccinated. And we found out all of our firefighters in Ames also respond to emergency medical calls in Ames. And so we weren't 100% sure if we were going to be part of that 1A group or not, but we worked with Les and found out, yes, she wanted to include us in that group. So we've been able to start the vaccination process for our firefighters. And that started last week. We did 6 people last week, and we did it on their day off duty. We just wanted to make sure that if there was any adverse effects, which there hasn't, we haven't had anybody other than a sore arm and maybe just a little bit of fatigue and a headache the next day. Very isolated. We haven't had any issues. So last week we got 6 done. This week we are completing 18. That should be wrapping up later today. So we're looking really good. We've got about half our department the first dose of the vaccine. It's gone really well. And we're excited to be part of that front of getting the vaccine first with other healthcare providers and long-term care facilities.
Well, Rich, that's a great point that there is a process in place for determining sort of that first round of vaccinations. I know that there are a lot of questions out there in the general public about how does just the regular citizen receive a vaccination, and it seems like their time may come, but it's going to take some patience. Steve, what can you share about that?
Absolutely, it's going to take some patience. There's a lot of layers to this. Right now, it is what's called 1A. Those are frontline healthcare workers who are getting the vaccine first. That ranges from nurses to people who work in like McFarland Clinic. So those vaccines are coming through Story County Public Health and being distributed to the hospital and to the clinics. Currently, nursing homes, staff, and residents are supposed to be getting their vaccine soon, probably this week. They're getting theirs through pharmacies that have contracted with the government. So the nursing homes have a contract with a pharmacy. The pharmacy is receiving their allocations of vaccine from the government. We're finding it somewhat challenging to keep up with just the 1A group because of the supply of vaccine. We also have a group of those folks who've gotten their first shot and will be hitting with the Pfizer that 21-day window late next week. So Story County Public Health is anticipating being able to give second doses to the folks who have come to Story County Public Health for that. I'm not sure what's going to be happening at the hospital as we continue to do our 1A group. Members of the general public, it is not clear when we will have vaccine available for members of the general public. All of us in this area have been getting calls from people who are worried, especially people who would potentially fall into a risk group. So we are suggesting that they stay in touch with their primary health provider, as they will be a main supplier for those shots for the general public, as will larger pharmacies like CVS and Walgreens, that sort of thing. So there's a lot to work out, but this initial stage is very important. And as far as the hospital goes, it seems to be going very well.
Great, Steve, thanks for the update. So again, people need to use some patience, sit tight, make sure they're in contact with their primary health provider, and we will wait and see what happens with the rest of the vaccinations. It's good to see that they are starting to roll out. So we see firefighters and paramedics getting that first round along with the healthcare providers. Good news, it's good to see it starting. If you have questions about COVID-19, make sure to contact us via our email address, covid19@cityofames.org. Also remember, we have COVID-19 information on our City of Ames website at cityofames.org COVID-19. That's our show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.